Okay guys, we are witnessing an embarrassment to the profession of law as well as the presidency, all within the span of 1 week. But don't take my word for it, let me show you Sidney Powell choking back tears on national television while stating that Donald Trump won the election without a lick of evidence to support her claim. Law students, cover your ears.
This is stunning, heartbreaking, infuriating, and the most unpatriotic acts I can even imagine for people in this country to have participated in any way, shape, or form. And I want the American public to know right now that we will not be intimidated. American patriots are fed up with the corruption from the local level to the highest level of our government, and we are going to take this country back. We are not going to be intimidated. We are not going to back down. We are going to clean this mess up now. President Trump won by a landslide. We are going to prove it, and we are going to reclaim the United States of America for the people who vote for freedom.
You know, I'd be trying not to cry too if I took the podium in front of the entire country to see as I accused the government of what would be the biggest crime in American history without having any proof to back up my allegations. I mean, this is just beyond delusional. This is sedition, treason, and if Trump didn't own the FBI, this woman should be dragged into a cell or an insane asylum, along with Rudy Giuliani, whom at the same press conference had his hair dye dripping down his cheeks, as he too spewed lie after lie to the American people. Now, I know I harp on this a lot, and there's no chance that Trump actually reverses any of the state's decisions, but what is disturbing about this continued messaging and agenda that is being pushed forward by the Republicans is that it's going to create a pattern for upcoming elections. Basically, if Republicans don't win, whether it be the Senate or presidency, there will most likely be more protests, more violence, and less confidence in our elections, which in turn will lead to more division, which is how civil wars began. And throughout this irresponsible attempted coup by the GOP, a new media outlet has been born. It's called One American News Network, and OANN has decided to feed into the Trump-Publican base, riling them up and continuing to hammer down on the narrative that the Democrats stole the election. Here is one of their anchors, repeating the lies to their growing audience.
It's becoming glaringly apparent that Donald Trump absolutely crushed Joe Biden in the election. The Democrats and never-Trumpers installed the Dominion voting system in key locations with the intent to rig elections, and it's possible they've rigged elections in the past. This was a coordinated effort, years or decades in the making. What sets this election apart is that Donald Trump won by such a large margin that he broke their algorithm. He was winning by such a large margin, they had to shut the machines down and recalibrate in order to install additional votes.
And again, I know I'm a broken record, but there is no evidence. And in fact, it's not just the Democrats and the courts who have acknowledged the lack of proof. Fox News' very own golden boy, Tucker Carlson, one of the biggest Trump supporters in the history of news anchors, called out Sidney Powell in his last night's show, revealing that she was unable to provide Fox with any evidence.
So we invited Sidney Powell on the show. We would have given her the whole hour. We would have given her the entire week, actually, and listened quietly the whole time at rapt attention. That's a big story. But she never sent us any evidence, despite a lot of requests, polite requests, not a page. When we kept pressing, she got angry and told us to stop contacting her. When we checked with others around the Trump campaign, people in positions of authority, they told us Powell has never given them any evidence either, nor did she provide any today at the press conference.
Now think about this from Sidney's point of view. You have a chance to show your evidence to one of the biggest cable news networks in the country, and you're telling me you're going to withhold that evidence because someone at the station was rude to you? Since when did lawyers let emotions dictate their pursuit to win a case? Hint, hint, they don't. She's just using that as an excuse to once again fail at providing any evidence to back up her conspiracies yet again. And when you know you're losing a case with the entire nation's eyes on you, well, that's when you begin to get angry and defensive, which is exactly what we just saw with Kayleigh McEnany as she went after CNN's Kaitlan for simply doing her job asking tough questions.
So while every legal vote is counted, let us not forget the inexcusable transition or lack thereof, that President Trump had to endure in 2016 and for years into his presidency. Thank you, everyone, for the very good and substantive questions today.
Do you understand that you are?
I don't call an activist.
I'm not an activist, and you have taken questions since October 1st, and you just took about 5, Kayleigh.
The level of constant disrespect towards the media, journalists, and reporters from this White House is disgusting. It's left a permanent stain on mainstream media. So while Trump will be gone in 2 months, the damage he's done to this country will be long-lasting, including the deaths from the virus that he failed to control. Because we are now at 250,000 deaths, which according to Geraldo Rivera on Fox News, those deaths are something that we should honor Trump for by naming the vaccine the Trump. No, I'm not kidding. Listen to this.
With the world so divided and everybody, telling him he's got to give up and time to leave and time to transition and all the rest of it, why not name the vaccine the Trump? Make it like, have you gotten your Trump yet? No, it'd be a nice gesture to him. And years from now, it would become just a kind of a generic name. Have you got your Trump yet? Oh, yeah, I got my Trump. I'm fine. I wish we could honor him in that way because he is definitely the prime architect of this Operation Warp Speed. And
if anything, they should rename coronavirus to the Trump virus. But you know what? I'm not going to argue with brainwashed cult members. That is not my job. I'm here to expose the hypocrisy and corruption of our government and Republicans for as long as they go down this path of tearing down our democracy. So guys, make sure you subscribe for daily videos and I will continue to uncover the truth.